Hi guys, I hope you guys are well today. I have a quick word for someone. Listen, here's the thing. I can't tell you the outcome of this word as in what your decision should be. This is where you have to go to God and you have to talk to God and you have to ask God if this is someone that you should let back in your life or if there's someone that you just have to, release and just accept it as this is someone that just came in my life for a specific season of my life and now it's time for me to move forward. So that's going to be your decision. You have to go to God and talk to God about that, okay? I did see something in the spirit last night. I want to mention something to you. When Judas betrayed Jesus, right? When he started following Jesus and he, was accepted in Jesus's small group, he didn't go in with the intentions to betray him. Jesus knew what the outcome was going to be. Jesus knew Judas was going to betray him, but Judas didn't know that he was going to do that because he never went in with these types of intentions. It was when, Jesus was starting to get, more popular and people were starting to know about him. And then Judas got greedy and decided to sell him out, right? But if you notice in the ending, Judas went through crazy regrets. He regret doing that. He realized that it wasn't worth the money. It wasn't worth anything. That Jesus himself, he is worth more than anything. God is worth more than anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price on God. God is worth more than anything. And, it's the same thing when you have a good person in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's family, whether it's a friend. This particular situation is relating to a frenemy, okay? However, when you have someone good in your life, it's important to cherish people and to appreciate people who you have in your life who are loyal, who are honest, who are straightforward, who love you genuinely, right? Because it's very hard to find individuals like that, especially if it's someone that, can understand you on a spiritual level where many people cannot understand you. That is a blessing because it's hard to find people like that. You see what I'm saying? And many of us being on this spiritual journey, being able to, have discernment and having that relationship with God and being set apart and having these gifts, it's hard to find people who could understand this. So when you find people who can understand this, do not allow the enemy to manipulate your mind or to twist things or to trick you out of a relationship or out of a friendship with the very person that God has placed in your life to bless you. This also goes for destiny helpers. Whenever God brings a destiny helper in your life, you have to understand that anyone that's trying to help you, anyone that's trying to be there for you, the devil is going to try to target that relationship. Not everyone that comes in your life is evil, is mean, and is out to get you. There are some people that God will place on your path who are actually genuine, who understand you, who've been through similar things as you, and they are placed in your life to be that help, to be that support for you. And you have to understand the devil will do anything in his power to deter you from that person in order for you to not receive the blessings and the help that God intended for you to receive, okay? So now this is more about a frenemy. I saw something in the spirit last night. And this is someone who had a falling out with someone that they got close to. This is someone that you really got close to. This is someone that you considered a friend. You may not have had much friends, but you consider this person a friend. And, you guys may have, this is not just an acquaintance or just someone that you associate with at work. No, this is someone you really thought of as a friend. You really called this person a friend. You can literally eat with this person at the table. You may have even had dinner with this person at the table, went shopping together, whatever it is you guys did together. You guys were literally building that friendship and you really got close to this person, okay? There was a big misunderstanding with this person. I don't know what the misunderstanding was about. I just know that what I saw in the spirit was this person tried to come back in your life after a misunderstanding And there was some accusations, there was some judgment, there was false accusations, and a lot of it was from projection. That's what I was seeing in the spirit. A lot of it was from projection. Here's the thing. I always tell people, and this is something that I always tell people, and this is something that I always go by as well. Before you are quick to test someone's spirit, judge someone's spirit, because there's righteous judgment. That's where discernment comes from. That's where testing the spirit comes from. Before you're so quick to judge, to test someone's spirit, make sure that your spirit has been tested first. Make sure that you have analyzed what spirit you are operating through first. Because if you are operating from a jealous spirit, right, and you try to test someone's spirit, you're going to instantly think the worst about that person because you're operating from a jealous spirit. So anything that person has that you don't have, you're going to instantly think the worst about them because you're operating through a jealous spirit. Same thing with operating through an envious spirit. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with operating through, paranoia spirit, like a spirit of paranoia. Test your spirit. Okay, am I thinking this way about that person because I'm paranoid? Because I've been hurt before? And a lot of us are guilty of this. We've been hurt so much that we are afraid to build friendship. We're afraid to go into relations. We're afraid to do all that. Not because we allow fear to get to us, but because we can be very paranoid at times. And this is another reason why I always tell you guys, analyze every relationship that comes in your life, and the best way to do that is by bringing it to God, not by you just placing your own judgments and thinking what you want to think about someone. Go to God and ask God, this person just entered my life and this person said this, this, and this, and this. I want to know, God, should I open the door? Should I go hang out with them? Should I go eat with them? Is this someone that's supposed to be in my life for me to help them? Or is this someone that's going to be in my life long term? You see what I'm saying? Like there's no rush when it comes to relationships, there's no rush. Give God time and tell the person, you can communicate with the person, keep some boundaries up, and just wait until God gives you a direct answer as to like what type of relationship you're supposed to have with that person. Is it short term or long term? Does God want you to help them and be in their life, but not be too open with them, just to, just help them as in like an acquaintance or more like an associate, but not someone that you can bring in your home personally and cook for them and all that, because some relationships are okay, but there's just certain boundaries that you can't cross, and God may use you in that person's life for specific reasons, but you may think, oh, they're supposed to be that best friend, and then bring them in the home, not realizing that God did not intend for it to be like that. God just wanted you to be that support for them, that help for them for a little bit of time, but you may have taken things overboard, right? So it's always good to analyze in that way, but always make sure you understand what spirit you're operating through first before you're quick to point fingers, judge, accuse anyone, or before you decide to even test anyone's spirit. What type of spirit are you operating from to be able to test someone else's spirit? Because whatever you're operating from, you may be projecting in someone else, and you may not even realize that. And this is what happened in this case. There was someone that was operating from a jealous spirit and a paranoid spirit. And what ended up happening was they ended up projecting all of what they were feeling about you onto you. And they accused you, and they may misjudged you, and they may have said something to you. I'm not sure what happened between you guys, but there was a falling out. I saw in the spirit there was a falling out, and you guys cut ties with each other, okay? And now the person is regretting not communicating what was wrong to you. Instead, it's almost like there was just a falling out. There was may have been accusations, assumptions, all of that going on. And, you were hurt by the situation, but now the person is realizing the way they went about doing things was wrong. Okay? You may receive apology, you may not, because I didn't really see that in the spirit. I just saw that you guys were communicating about what went down, and the person was basically saying they were wrong, but I didn't see them saying I'm sorry. So it could have been an apology that they were, because some people, they'll apologize by saying, yeah, I shouldn't have did that to you. I was wrong for doing that, but they won't say I'm sorry for doing that. But some people, it's like they apologize without apologizing kind of thing. It was like that. So the person may still have some pride, but the person definitely, because here's the thing, sometimes when we see things in the spirit, we're seeing the intentions of people. Although they may not come forward and do certain things, we may see the intentions of them. Let me give you an example. So let's just say that, there's someone that wants to marry you, okay? And they haven't told you this yet. You don't even know if they want to be with you. You don't even know if they love you or anything like that. But let's just say that because you guys are not in communication, they come in the spirit and they're professing their love to you and they're saying how much they want to be with you, all of that, right? But in the physical, you're not even hearing anything from them. So that's God like showing you their intentions and what they want. You get what I'm saying? But you may not have received it in the physical as yet. So that's the same concept with this person, this frenemy. The reason I'm saying frenemy is because this person was originally an enemy, especially when someone's projecting like that towards you without having any reasonings to project anything towards you. Like they had no reasonings to accuse you, whatever the situation falling out was, but that's their intention. So whether they're going to apologize in a physical or not, I'm not sure. You got to go to God about that. I just know I saw that they were coming to you in remorse in the spirit, and they were talking to you about these things, okay? And like I said before, guys, okay, here's the thing. The thing about people is people will feel one way about you in the beginning. And then as they are around you, as they hang around you, as they talk to you, it's like their opinions will start to change. And it may not always be because you did anything wrong. Sometimes it's literally because of how they're feeling. Not everyone is mature enough or real enough to come and sit down and come to you and talk to you and say, listen, when I'm around you, sometimes I feel insecure. When I'm around you, sometimes, I start to compare myself, or I start to think negatively about you for some reason. So maybe I should just pull away from our friendship for a little bit. Not because you did anything wrong to me, but because I don't want to think this way about you. I don't want to feel this way about you. I notice it's something that I have to work on, and I have to protect what we have. So I'm going to pull away for a little bit, work on myself, etc. So not everyone's real enough to do that. A lot of people, instead, they will pride. They're very prideful. So they'll project, and they'll think that if they feel some type of way about you or think something about you, they will assume that you're doing something for them to think this way in a negative way. But not everybody does something for people to think negatively of them. Some people, they're thinking negatively about someone because of the spirit they're operating from. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said, before you are quick to use before you're quick to use righteous judgment, and before you're quick to use discernment and to test someone's spirit, make sure that you are operating from a good spirit. Make sure that you have tested your own first. So you're not just operating from a jealous spirit and accusing someone because that's how you feel, or an angry spirit and accusing someone because how you feel. You see what I'm saying? Make sure that you're operating from a good, clean spirit. And the best way to do this is to ask yourself, why am I thinking this way about this person? One, what has this person done for me to think this way or for me to feel this way about them? What has this person shown me? What are they doing that's, that's confirming to me that they are doing this? And if you ask these questions and you're not finding any reasoning as to why you're thinking this way about that person or feeling this way about that person, etc., then take it to God, because maybe God will show you that you're right about someone. But if you're not seeing anything and you ask yourself these questions and you know that there's something going on with you, but not a lot of people are keeping it real with themselves. If somebody has like a little jealous bug, they're not going to sit there and be like, man, I'm jealous of this person, I got to check myself. Instead, they may sit there and be like, oh, that person needs to humble themselves. That person's, they're boasting too much. They're this, they're that. And the person may not even be doing that. You see what I'm saying? But because of that jealous spirit, you may assume the person is not humble because you want what they have, or because you're frustrated in seeing them do better. That's just an example. But a lot of people are not real with themselves enough to work on themselves in this way. So a lot of the times, this is why majority of the times people will start projecting what they're going through or projecting what they're feeling, and they won't keep it real with you. And then there'll be a whole misunderstanding, argument, all of that, because people don't know how to be real with themselves, right? So always ask yourself these questions and relating to the situation. Like I said before, you have to go to God and ask God if this is someone that you should accept back in your life, or this is someone that you shouldn't accept back in your life. That's the best and most responsible thing to do. Okay. And most of the times I always say that, you know, based on experience, like, if you're gonna have awkwardness around someone because you know how they once thought about you or how they felt about you in the past, etc., and you know, like, the awkwardness will be there, and if you can't be comfortable with that person, where, like, okay, I can't bring you in my house, or I can't go sit and eat dinner with you, or without there being any awkwardness, you got to ask yourself, is this a friendship worth me continuing? Because if I have a friendship with someone, I want the friendship to be authentic. I want it to be genuine. I want to be comfortable around this person. And if I can't be comfortable around you, is this worth me even continuing, right? So these are the questions that you have to ask yourself, and these are the questions that you got to take to God to really figure out what to do in this situation. But that's what I saw in the spirit, that there is someone that regrets the way they went about doing things when it came to you. They had a lot of things to work on within themselves, and a lot of times they just projected it onto you and thought the worst about you. And they do realize they're wrong. So it was like they're trying to rekindle and go back to where they left off in your life. So it's almost like the person may come in the physical and pretend like nothing even happened, and you guys may have like a little conversation about it, and then it's like they want to go back to the way things was without there being a real resolution or a real apology. So really just take it to God and see if this is something that is worth continuing. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.